Welcome back. So in this part, we are going to start with the dealing with what a point does when it's outside a circle. So you can see that there can be two tangents that can be drawn, but again there are different cases and how to find out their equations. We are also going to deal with a chord whose midpoint is given and how to find out its equation, and then the equation of normal. Remember that we have already studied what is T, S and S1. You have to carefully differentiate between these three things and don't get confused. So let's start. So now we'll start with the equation of tangent from any point outside the circle. Previously we have studied that if you have a circle and if you have a point which is on the circle, so you can draw one tangent from that point on this circle like this. But what about if this point is not lying on the circle? In fact, if this point lies outside, then you can draw two tangents from this point to the circle. So we are interested in finding out the equation of tangent from this point which is outside the circle. That means we are interested in finding out equation of these two tangents. How we can find it out? Now the very basic thing is that let's say that we know this outside point x1, y1. Okay, so a general equation of all the lines that are passing through this point will be y minus y1 is equals to m of x minus x1. This is general equation. That means all those infinite lines that are passing through that specific point. But for different values of m, you are getting different lines. If you apply the condition of tangency to this equation, that is the perpendicular from center is equal to radius, you will get two values of m which I have described, the two tangents. Those two values of m will correspond to those two tangents because we are applying condition of tangency. So to find out the value of m, you can apply that condition of tangency. You will get two value of m because a quadratic in m will form when you will apply the distance formula. You will get two value of m and from there two equation of tangents. This is first method to find out the equation of both the tangents. A second method to find out equation of tangent is that to find out the joint equation. Joint equation, that means to find out the equation of both the straight lines in a go. That is to find out the equation of pair of straight lines, and those two straight lines will be those tangents. So the joint equation of pair of tangents drawn from point x1, y1 to this circle is given by t square is equals to ss1. We know this is s, t square we know general notation, and s1 is again, s1 is, as I have already told you, when you put the point in the circle, this is s1 and t is the thing that we know. Now you know the joint equation of tangents. This joint equation has many advantages. If you know this joint equation, then you can find out easily this angle between this pair of straight lines. If you know ax square plus 2hxy plus by square, and then the rest of the terms are there, then what you can do, what is tan theta? That means angle between these two pair of straight lines, h square minus ab root twice divided by a plus b. So this is tan theta, the angle between the two straight lines, pair of straight lines. You can also isolate these equations into two equations like this, L1, L2. So if you find out the pair of equation, you have various advantages that you can find out the angle of intersection and you can find the point of intersection, or you can isolate the equations as well. So both the type method 1 and method 2 have their separate advantages. Now what is the length of tangent? If you draw a tangents from this point outside, then as I've said that there are two tangents, length of these two tangents are equal and they are given by root s1. Again, we know that our s1 is x1 square plus y1 square plus 2gx1 plus 2fy1 plus c. This is s1, where s is equals to 0 or x square plus y square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c is equals to 0 is equation of this circle. Remember that this whole segment that we are talking about, these concepts, they are valid for the case when the point is lying outside the circle. So the equation of pair of tangents, length of tangents, these concepts are valid when that point is lying outside the circle. Let's move. So we'll come to the checkpoint. Find the equation of tangent drawn to the circle this from the point this. Equation of tangent. Let's first check that whether this point is lying outside or inside. So 4 square plus 5 square minus 8 minus 10 minus 2 is what? This is 16 plus 25 minus 20. That means this is obviously greater than 0. That means the point is lying outside. This 4 comma 5, it is lying outside. I can clearly write the equation of tangents as SS1 is equals to t square. What is S? X square plus y square minus 2x minus 2y minus 2. What is S1? Putting the point, that means on the circle, that means it's this value. So it's 21. Okay. Now is equal to our t. What is our t? It is nothing but 4x plus 5y minus of x plus 4 minus of y plus 5 minus 2 whole square. That is x square plus y square of 21 minus 42x minus 42y minus 42 is equals to 4x minus x is 3x, 5y minus y is 4y, and then minus 4 minus 5 minus 9 and 2 minus 11. When you'll expand these brackets and when you collect the terms, you will get an equation of pair of straight lines. Okay, it would be of this form: ax square plus 2hxy plus by square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c is equals to 0. You just need to open this bracket and collect the common terms. Now we'll move to the equation of chord whose midpoint is given. That means suppose that there is this chord and its midpoint is given. We know its midpoint, which is x1 y1. So the equation of chord to s equal to 0 whose midpoint is given by t is equals to s1. That means t is our xx1 plus yy1 plus g of x plus x1 plus f of y plus y1 plus c is equals to x1 square plus y1 square plus 2gx1 plus 2fy1 plus c. You can clearly see that this side is nothing but when you put the values, you'll get a numerical value on this side. So t is equals to s1 is actually the equation of chord whose midpoint is given. Remember that chord whose midpoint is given and nothing else. If you know the midpoint, then you can use this equation t is equals to s1, else you cannot. Now we'll come to the last concept of this video, that is equation of normal. What is a normal? First of all, the normal at any point on the curve is a straight line which is perpendicular to the tangent at the point of contact. So normal is perpendicular to tangent. First thing, this is a universal condition. In all the further things that we are going to study, which is conics, the sole equation of normal is that it is perpendicular to tangent at the point of contact. That means where tangent meets the curve, at that point, that is the point of contact. So at that point we have drawn a line which is perpendicular to tangent, that is normal. We can clearly see that if suppose that you have a tangent to a circle like this, and if you draw a normal, because normal is perpendicular to tangent and radius is also perpendicular to tangent, so normal will pass through center. Okay, normal will pass through center. Now equation of normal to this circle at any point x1, y1 lying on the circle. Remember guys, this is the point of contact and it is lying on the circle is given by x minus x1 by x1 plus g, y minus y1 by y1 plus f. Now if your circle is centered at origin, for example x square plus y square is equals to a square, then your equation becomes x minus x1 by x1 is equals to y minus y1 by y1 because f and g are 0 here. So I hope that you have understood that what are the different equations of tangents and how to write them. But again, this is a major point of confusion. So I am again explaining you t equal to 0 represents two cases. If the point is on the circle, then it's a tangent. If the point is outside the circle, then it's a chord. T is equal to S1 represents only one case, that is chord whose midpoint is given. And T square is equals to SS1 is obviously the pair of equation of tangents from a point drawn outside. So this is it for this part. I hope that you have understood. In the next part, we'll start with the family of circles. That means what is the family of circles, what does it represents, and how to rewrite this in equation, in a mathematical equation. And then we'll study about the concept that is the radical axis. Thank you for watching.